Okay, so the price we pay for acting a certain way is anxiety, is overthinking. Okay, we can think with our entire body, but we bend over and we're doing shallow breathing, which keeps the energy upstairs. So we overthink. And if we're already feeling bad, we overthink bad shit. Yeah? Okay. So the first thing that we are going to do is everybody able to stand up and swing their arms around. Is that an ability that we all have? You don't have to go crazy. I know Miss Alicia likes hitting the nightclubs. Okay, so aiming to land square in our heels. Okay, if you can stand up and participate, this will rock your world. Okay, so the first thing we do, we go heels together if possible, knees together if possible, and we tuck our hips underneath ourselves. Okay, from there, we're going to close our eyes, put our hands, arms flat against our side and point our thumbs forwards. Must be tight on your body or as tight as you can go. Okay, from here, close your eyes. As you close your eyes, I want you to be aware of the heat between your hands and your thighs. I like to imagine this as the sun as far away from me as possible on the other side of the earth, so nighttime or midnight. As I turn my hands out, so my thumbs point directly away from my body, should feel kind of like a penguin. Slowly bring your arms straight up and above your head, eyes closed. And as you are bringing your arms up above your head, your thumbs touch. We have just shown ourselves everything that lays in front of us. Everything that lays in front of us. Thumbs still touching. Bring your hands together, keep your arms straight. And while you're doing this, just notice what your breath is doing. It's already beginning to relax. As you bring your arms down to rest directly in front of you, arms stay straight, hands stay together. As your hands come in line with your shoulders, open your eyes. You have just created left from right. Left from right. As your thumbs open up, we have now created above and below. As our hands come backwards, opening up, we are creating a horizon line or a circle. Relax your arms, open your eyes. Okay, so this is just a little thing that I like to do to center myself. Okay, I am in the middle of my space. NLP teaches that when we access different parts of our mind, it's in a different space. So this dimension that we've just created. Okay, the next thing that you're going to draw, and I'm not pressuring you, this is not homework, it's just a cool thing. We're drawing a straight line down, and we're making a perfect square cross. From there, put an arrow on the top one, designating up, and an arrow pointing in to the bottom one, designating coming from below or traveling up. On the edge here, we're going to draw a little double arrow like this. Designating above and below or traveling up or traveling down. Stay with me a little bit here. I know it's Picasso at his best. Okay, now it's going to get just a little bit technical. Between this arrow and this arrow, find the halfway point and draw similarly to the other side, stopping at the halfway point. On the top one, draw an arrow pointing in that direction and put an N on an angle, designating north. Do the same for south. Now go back to north and put an F for front or forwards, and B for back. We're starting to create some dimension here. Yeah? Okay. Other way, like this, arrows, and put E for east on the bottom arrow, and right, or R for right, and W for west, and L for left. Okay, so this space in here, this is what we would call the absolute center. It's equidistant from everything it surrounds. Okay, so absolute center, the middle of front, back, up, down, left, right, black, white, hot, cold, etc. Okay, the absolute center. From here, if I draw a circle around this, imagine that center expanding, okay? Expanding like a bubble. It's called magnitude, okay? So it goes from a single point, like a single point of water about to expand and become a bubble. It spins fast, it switches poles, and it starts being drawn up. So it becomes like an open field, okay? Like every single little cell in our body. Okay, so this space here, when I'm doing my breath work, always start standing. Don't go crazy with your breath work. Don't do the while you're standing, because you know you may fall over and that sucks. Gravity sucks. Okay, so when I'm standing tall like this, I'm trying to be the absolute center, only with up and down. So if I'm standing like this, I am not up and down. There is nothing aligned here. Okay, and obviously I look like a depressed person. Does that make sense? So when I do my breath work, instead of thinking just in and out, so I'm trying to into the camera and out, we're trying to go in and make the air spin. Now, mechanically, it doesn't work. But when I say air, I'm talking about energy. Okay, energy. Everybody's heard of the whole everything is energy thing. I guarantee we all have a different perspective of what that energy is. I'll let go of mine a little bit later on. Okay, so just from where you are, we're going to start into the first breath work. Put your hand up if you've heard of Mr. Wim Hof. Yeah, man, it's getting tighter and tighter, yeah? Tighter and tighter. So Wim is a Dutch yogi. He is just he's a god among men. He does stuff that mortal men would go, oh my goodness, what the hell is that guy on? And he's just on the power of breath. Okay, he started off in Tumo. He discovered that when you're breathing a particular way, you can have different insights. You heal quicker, the swelling goes, and your thoughts relax. Yeah, that's the biggest thing, the thoughts relaxing. So he thought, how can I get this out to everybody? Like everybody should experience this. How do I do it? So he did what we call in Australia dumbing down. Okay, he shared it out. Everybody's gone, oh, I'll give this a go. And then holy crap, their lives have changed. This guy is a genius. He's given people their own power back, which is, I guess, what we're all here to do. We're here to find that little journey that everybody's on and drag them back to it, yeah? Okay, so we're just going to start off with a bit of Wim Hof. I'm guessing everybody's got access to a stopwatch on their mobile device. Yeah, give me a shaky hand. Yeah, do. Okay, so we're going to set our stopwatch up and we're going to just do a calibration. Okay, so my calibration is just normal breathing, and then I breathe in and hold my breath. Time passes, I'm still holding my breath, and then I stop. Okay, so that's just our calibration. Our normal breath, we don't have to breathe into this. Okay, we don't have to breathe into this. So for the next 2 minutes, I'm just going to dance, and you guys have to hold your breath. Okay, as you hit, after 2 minutes, after 2 minutes, I'm just going to start talking again. Okay, some of us might hold our breath for 5 seconds. Some of us might hold our breath for 10 minutes. I'm going to stop it at 2. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little bit of music. And when you're ready, 2 minutes. Amazing if you are still going. Amazing work. Alrighty. Okay. So as you begin to hold your breath, a lot of people will close their eyes. Yeah, close their eyes. This just takes away distraction and it honestly helps bring focus back within ourselves. Okay, the thought process that we have when we're open, and I'm trying to hold my breath and hold my breath, and I start noticing the paint on the wall, the funny sculpture, the glass, oh, I've got to clean that. So that's energy being used up as thoughts. Yeah, 20% of your carbohydrates go to thinking. That's insane. So imagine if we could like slow our thinking down, how much more energy we would have. This is what we are here for. Okay, so the next one is just, we're going to start to charge our breath, okay? Imagine if you've ever seen someone start an old pool mower and they grab the handle and they, like this. That's what we're going to do to our breath. So it sounds a little bit forceful. We're not trying to force the air in just yet, okay? We're just trying to stretch our body out. So before we do this, okay, everybody just to take their arms above their head, pull your elbows back, and just relax your belly. Relax your belly. And as you do this, and your belly is relaxed, try and take a deep breath in now. Nigh on impossible, yeah? Because simply by letting your bowel drop, your belly relax, and your pelvic floor relax, air gets drawn in like a syringe. We haven't even tensed our diaphragm yet. This is all part of a relaxed mind. This is the space you sit in. Have a look at yourself in the computer. Imagine you're laying down thinking or looking at the clouds. This is that space. This is that breath. Relax. Okay. Everybody feel a little more relaxed now? Just by thinking about relaxing? Okay. So we are going to take 20 breaths. They are going to look like this. This is my tummy normal. This is my tummy breathing in deep. It's not about here. Different kind of breath work. Okay, we are dropping the tummy and then we're contracting just the tummy. I'm not letting my breath travel up here too much. Okay, residual only. Let it travel through this space, stir up all the emotion down here, and then push the emotion just to the surface of the diaphragm. I like to think of the diaphragm as the earth, the face of the earth. So if you imagine the earth's like this, the diaphragm pushes down, stirs up all the nutrients and pulls up life. It grows into the air, yeah? It grows into space. So that's what we're trying to do with the use of our diaphragm. So it's going to take just 5 relaxy breaths first, nice and deep. Relax your tummy in and out, in and out, in and out, in and hold, and relax. Okay, now I'm going to be a bit gross. I'm going to make you look down my throat. I promise it's reasonably, no, it's probably terrible. What am I saying? Okay, so when you hold your breath, a lot of people think of doing this and they lock their breath off. That's the equivalent of having a phone call and then someone hangs up and then they call you back and someone hangs up. This is the intimate relationship that we have with breath. So this is what it should look like. I'm so sorry for doing this. It's gross. So when I breathe in, I leave my throat open, not closed like this. Not closed. I breathe in and out. I'll keep my throat open and just watch the shape difference. Does everybody see a shape difference? So it's
we saw your nose. We saw your nose, Ben.
Oh, really? Okay. Let's do it without you looking up my nose, because that's gross, which is an amazing breathing apparatus, but we're doing throat at the moment. Okay. So when you breathe in, sorry, I'll get over that first. Okay. When you breathe in, try and leave your throat open, but to hold your breath, tighten your diaphragm. Squeeze your diaphragm down. So just take a nice 5 big breaths in, and then we're going to squeeze the diaphragm down and leave our throat open on the last breath. You should feel your diaphragm tensing, and it will almost feel like your ribs are stretching. This is true. You are increasing the capacity of your air holding capabilities. Who's getting a bit of a sweat up? Anyone? Yeah? Nice. This is only like 10 conscious breaths, yeah? Monks do this for hours. The original Tumo guys, they would sit in the snow with a wet sheet on them, and they do their Tumo. And every out breath, they would imagine that they were igniting the coals of a fire. Warms the sheets. The sheets dried in the snow. This stuff is crazy. Okay, so we're going to attempt only 20 breaths. And at the last breath, start. Press start on your stopwatch. Do not breathe in again. Does everybody understand? Yeah. So I take 20 breaths. On the last breath, I just let it out and I press start. I can close my eyes. Okay. But when you're ready to breathe, press stop and look at your time difference. Okay. Witness what a little bit, 20 single breaths, how much they can empower your body and amaze your mind. You'll witness this. Okay. So I'm going to turn the music up. I'll do the 20 breaths with you, but I need to dance. Okay, let's begin. In, 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 in. All mouth. In, 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 in. As deep as you can. And again. Deep as you can. That's 10, 9. Commit to deep. 8. All the way out. 7, 6. All the way out, all the way in. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last breath. Breathe out. Stop breathing. Press start. Close your eyes. Take your awareness to your absolute center. Some people say it is in their head. Some people say it is in their heart. Choose your center. From that center, we divide a circle into 4 and we stand upon the circle. North, east, south, west. North, west, south, east is the way our heart travels. North, west, south, east. Follow the pattern of your heart through your awareness. When you feel the need to breathe, gently open your eyes and press stop, but only when you feel the need to take that first breath again. Amazing work. Amazing work. I think we are all back. Maybe we'll give Matan another 30 seconds. Amazing, man. Well done. Welcome back, Matan. Nice job, man. Ladies, how are we feeling? Thumbs? Sweet? Awesome. Okay. So normally when we do this breath work in a workshop, we'll do 20, 30, 40, 50, and then the big 100. Okay. We've had some times, one of our ladies, she is, I'm guessing early 60s. She's beautiful. She's got the heart of an ageless angel. But her time on the 50 breath hold, she ended up stretching it out to 4 minutes and 41 seconds. That's crazy control. And that's in one breathwork session. Okay. So did anybody have a moment where they were surprised by the phone? What it said on the second time? Yeah? Yeah? Okay, so when you were thinking about pressing stop, you obviously thought that time hadn't gone as long as it did. This is called time dilation. This is synchronicity as well. Okay. So, as we travel through this, and it's only a small journey, okay? The journey itself is yours. You're all going to seek your own space and time and the things that work for you, and they become the tools that we put in our belt. Yeah, like our Batman utility belt. This is the one that has helped me the most. I tried meditation. I didn't know what the hell meditation was. Didn't know what it was. Empty your mind and think of one thing. How the hell do I empty my mind? It's full of shit. Yeah, my mind was full of shit. From there, I went to drugs. They're not all as bad as they say. I had some psychedelic experiences, and this is what I search for now in the breath work itself. Okay. Amazing work, man. Okay, so when you get into the breath work, there is so many different kinds of breath work. Imagine that it's a different radio station. The way you use your diaphragm, that beautiful muscle that draws life into you and then pushes it around your body, the way you use your diaphragm is the same way that people use a tuning dial on a radio. I want to listen to rock music. I want to go for a nice calm run. I want to feel excited. I want to laugh uncontrollably. That's the diaphragm just going, you got no choice, man. And you laugh. What about crying? I've spoken about crying to some of the other groups. Who has, and guys, be honest, who has gotten to the point of crying when they do this one? Listen to this pattern. Anybody? You cried so hard? Yeah, that's your diaphragm. It's clearing things. Yeah? Okay. So, the tone that comes out of our throat. Yes, it's about the tension we hold in our voice box, but it's also the tension we hold in our whole body. Who's got an anxious voice? Yeah, it's normally a little bit higher pitch and more, it like resonates in the higher realms and annoys the shit out of everybody. Yeah, and who's got a relaxed voice? Where they're just so damn relaxed, yeah. Okay, the tone changes because of the tension we hold in our body. Tension in our body is held there purely by our diaphragm. You relax your diaphragm, you relax your mind. Your mind. Think of the word play there, mind. What did you dig or what did you mine out from below the diaphragm, which is where you hold all of your bad juju, yeah? Below the heart is negative, above the heart is positive. It's the way we take charge, it's the way we hold charge. Okay. One more drawing. Please bear with me. Not that way, this way. Okay, the breath pattern that I normally work, we work on a 24-hour clock. We have 12 hours of day, 12 hours of night. We break those into quarters, and then we have thirds in each quarter, which is still our 12. And then we have just the quarters, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have just the halves, and then we have the single circle in the middle. So this drawing is going to be annoying as shit, but if you can get it down, it's a fantastic way to learn how to place your heart in every corner of your breath. Okay, it brings the visualization back inside. So we start just with a circle, and then we put another circle around it, and we draw a line all the way up and all the way down. As a representation, the center circle is halfway between the top and the bottom, and we consider that to be us. Okay? Esoterically, when you draw a capital I, over this side, capital I, the top line represents heaven, The bottom line represents Earth, and we are the line of light between the enlightened mind, the enlightenment. So this is just for representation. We then draw another circle around, and we go back to the second circle, and we draw all the way out. So now I have the center, which is me, or my intelligence. I have the two halves now, the black and white, the positive, negative, black and up and white, up and down, left and right. So this is represented by day and night, or sun and moon. Or if you want to go back to the body, Ida and the Pingala. Okay, the Shushumna, or the most sacred part of us, is this circle in the middle. Anytime we step out of the circle, we step into judgment. Who knows what ment means? M-E-N-T. Who knows what mensa is? Okay, mensa is the Latin word for mind. Okay, and we all know that mind is the body. Okay, so when you hear about mensa, the English version of it is ment, M-E-N-T. So it means the action of the mind. The word that comes before it is the action that the mind takes on. So think of number one, government. To control the mind. We have our own government, and then we are governed from above, a larger set of guidelines. And that's all they are. They're just guidelines. Okay, think the word entertainment. We are entertained. We're entering the mind of entertainment. Enjoyment. I have a joyful body. I have a joyful mind. So ment. Mention. I-O-N means action. The action of the mind. Statement. Yeah, so ment is like, it's a deep, deep word. Okay, after the, so we have day and night as well. Then we break day and night into 360 degrees, and we give them seasons. Spring, summer, autumn, winter, or wherever you wish to turn your circle. From there, we draw one final circle, and we draw two lines in each quadrant. And that represents the 3 months of each quarter of the year, or a season. Okay, when we do the deep line meditation that we'll do, it's just, I'm going to be speaking, I'll hopefully get you into a trance. These shapes will then mean something greater to you. If something means something, same word as meant. If it means something, it means your mind knows it. Yeah, your mind knows it. So within us, this is the 12 months of the year. In the human being, we're thinking of the 12 cranial nerves. 12 cranial nerves. So we're going to start, where are we? Square, and then we'll always travel this way. The 6 is the G. It means to generate. So the right-hand spiral, or the clockwise, if someone's clockwise, they understand their place. Yeah, they understand their place. I am seeing a lot of twisted heads. Does anybody have any questions right now? So we're all still good. The numbers, if we keep it as numbers, it's just so easy. Okay, so when we go into the breath work, I want you to imagine that you are the center part, and your heartbeat, do-donk, do-donk, do-donk. Okay, so every single heartbeat, you can do a breath pattern. So if it's the first heartbeat with the 2 sides, the breath pattern is 1 heartbeat in, 1 heartbeat out. The seasonal pattern is 2 heartbeats. The monthly pattern is 3 heartbeats. Then out. Okay, Don't separate them. Just let the circle take through the breath. The heartbeat is like a percussion. The heartbeat itself is the line, the dividing line. So when you're sitting down thinking of reality and you're imagining your DNA chain twist, it twists with every heartbeat. The maths works. One heartbeat, one twist. One heartbeat, one twist. One heartbeat, one twist. Every time our heart beats, we gain a little more reality, and we stand on that. We call it a memory. So the heartbeat itself is like pressing the button on the camera. Click, Polaroid moment. Okay, let us get back to, we're just going to start on this breath here. It's just going to be in and out. So normally I'll have a drum, and we'll get onto the drum in a moment, but I want everybody to feel their pulse. Neck is easy, forearm is easy, as long as you can feel your pulse. And from there, I want you to try and breathe all the way in on one and all the way out on the next one. Just give it a shot. All the way in and all the way out. Mouth should be open. There is no way nose is going to do this. Okay, so this is a powerful breath. It feels like there's some intent there, yeah? Now we're going to go 2 in, 2 out. So we're going to go to the next breath pattern. Feel your pulse, 2 heartbeats in, 2 heartbeats out. Much easier, yeah? So the more heartbeats we put in each quarter, the easier and slower and longer our breath becomes. Then when our breath becomes still water, we can't count our heartbeat anymore. Our breath drops off, and we come to here. We come to the space where I want to take you guys tonight. Okay, this is the space of healing. It's inside you. This is the space of pretty lights. This is the space of, some people have seen their loved ones that have passed. Some people have seen time and space distort within themselves. This is the realm of the psychoactive or psychotropic or psychedelic experiences through breathwork only. Through breathwork only. Okay, so let us begin just with this. We're just going to do it for a couple of minutes, and I want you to stabilize your breath. So you're going to be breathing less intense. So we're going to drop our breath rate right down, just like this. Keep it going. And as you're doing this, I want you to feel your belly to distend. Less air traveling into the top part of your chest. Beautiful, Matan. And now instead of just having that belly move out, I want you to imagine your pelvic floor completely relaxing. So instead of your belly moving just out, it moves down as well. It increases the volume of our lungs. It moves our viscera. It massages our organs. Think of organ as an instrument, a beautiful musical instrument, yeah? Everything has its own song. If you don't let your organs relax, they sit there and they do just the bare minimum. Okay, while you're doing that breath work, the pattern itself should be sitting inside your own space. So you should be able to take your hand off, but continue the breath pattern. Now we're going to slowly, we're keeping the pattern, but we're going to slowly move into the next stage, which is an increased capacity and a slower breath. So we're going to double the capacity by halving the breath pattern. So instead of It's so we're immediately moving into the seasonal breath pattern. From there, try and fill your lungs completely, fill your stomach completely, and notice that there's only all the way in and all the way out. Your capacity should be reached each time you do that breath in. You should feel a stretch. Beautiful, Matan. That belly is moving well, man. The belly should be stretched. The skin should be doing things it hasn't done before. If you are relaxed through your pelvic girdle and you are contracting your diaphragm. Every now and then, just to remember, hold your breath open and in, but leave your throat open. Then contract your diaphragm as much as you can to draw more contraction against your diaphragm, and you should feel the pressure around your ribs. If you haven't closed your mouth yet, keep your mouth closed. You're welcome to keep your eyes closed. And I think if you allow me, the mood has changed enough to take you on a little journey. Just give me a gentle nod on the head. Yeah? Okay. Just close your eyes and concentrate on your air. The way it travels in and out of your nostrils. How cool it is. How fresh the air is. And while you're relaxing your diaphragm, I want you to imagine for a moment having complete control over your mind. Having the ability to quieten your mind, quieten the voices, and stay on task when the going gets tough. Now imagine having that control at your fingertips, ready to be used at a moment's notice. For most people, conscious awareness seems to be held in the realms of the elite and the successful. For most people, the space between stimulus and response is just a flash of a moment. So short, there's limited time to recognize it and grow. What if you could stretch that time out, responding ecologically instead of to the detriment of everybody involved? You may have found yourself thinking about certain moments that could have gone a little smoother, a little better. Have you ever thought, why did I do that? What was I thinking? When you know deep down inside the truth is, maybe you weren't thinking at all. Maybe you were just reacting. As humans, we're designed to expend as little energy as possible for the continuance of our own version of regular life. It's called homeostasis. We are literally our own thermostats. That being said, even though we may be comfortable with things the way they are, that does not mean we are living up to our greatest potential. Whether on purpose, by design, or by force, we change every day as the world changes every day. So it's how quickly we can adapt to these changes that correlate to our earned life or fulfillment. In other words, the things we have done got us here now. The leading edge of the wave, the blade of the knife. Do not think about what's past, what is behind, only where it is and what purpose it's serving. The one thing it must do, its sole truth, its purpose. In the hands of a skilled master, the use of the right tools make the final product profound, an absolute manifestation of meaning, a thing to be used for a purpose, the means to make an end. When was the last time you were that leading edge? When was the last time you thought about yourself like the archer thinks of the arrow? How the artist thinks of the paintbrush, even the spider about the web. Take a deep breath. Let that breath settle. Show some awareness to becoming even more relaxed now. More relaxed. Some people can build one life from the very beginning, and it sees them through. I am a something, a baker, a teacher, a lawyer, God forbid. Others, like myself, go the other way, looking for patterns first and seeing nothing. Slowly but surely, we put together the spiral of the seashell, the fern, even the spider web, and begin to notice the pattern emerge. It was always there, always starting in the middle and spiraling out until it reaches the edge, a new outer limit. Take another deep breath. Feel the cool air rush into your face and the warm air gently leave your nostrils. That pattern becomes a structure that we strap our lives to. Congruently, our lives will unfold. Over time, the structure reveals itself. Structure of the breath, the timing, the noticing of the heartbeat, Imagine your breath is like a wave. It comes in, it goes out. The tide flowing in brings with it all the unseen life. The land dweller rarely witnesses this, but those that dive deep have their lives enriched by the different multitudes of life expressing itself in form, expressing itself in personality. Those that live on the land breathe like the day. Those that venture into the depths breathe like the tides. Just relax. Gently come back. When you're ready, open your eyes. Alrighty. So, first part of the journey is it's good. It's done. Everybody took their steps. I am just bigging up. Who, just a little tickle in the air, who is feeling a little more relaxed now? Yeah. And when did you remember what relaxation is? Like, do you remember the moment? Do you remember where your thoughts went? Do you remember how it actually feels? Or did you just find yourself there? I tend to find myself there. But to get there, this process of becoming conscious of my diaphragm, pulling it down, controlling it, letting the body know or the mind know that I, the up one, is in control. Who knows about divine masculine and divine feminine? Anybody? I got a couple of hippies with me. Yes. Okay. So in my realm, the divine masculine is the light void. It's the white. And the divine feminine is the darkness, or the matter, the material. And when light shines upon it, it's just white, dark. Okay. As intelligence enters, and when I say intelligence, we all have intelligence because we all have divine feminine and divine masculine. Okay. We are made of earth. The life that landed in me came through my father, through his father, through his father, through his father, so on and so forth. Does that make sense? So my life has been traveling all of this time, and now that bit of life is in me and it's animating me. Okay, it's animating the things that I've eaten. Okay, this is the earth. It's animating the things I have seen. This still needs digestion. I see bad things. My life is this particular way. That's my perception. The diet of my ears. Okay, so diet, remove it from your head as food. Diet means to take in. Okay, if you want to get technical, the D, directional, I is intelligence, the E is for energy, and the T is cardinal. Okay, the things I put in. So the things that I'm putting in, everybody here is doing a brand new course. We're all learning a new set of language skills with NLP. The things I put in, I get to use. The food that I ate, I get to process. The words that I use and the words that I hear, I get to process. Imagine if I had only, who knows what a redneck is? Yeah, okay. They're called bogans in Australia, but we grabbed a hold of redneck. But imagine if I was, and I'm not slighting anybody by any stretch, but imagine if I had a certain vocabulary that only had swear words in it, it only had mispronounced words in it, and it only had, I've said it, ignorance. It only had ignorance in it. I wouldn't be here. Nobody would be listening to me. Does that make sense? Yeah, like what we have taken in over time comes out. This is what I made my reality. Yeah. Okay. So as we process things, everything that goes low into our belly, or that bad energy, I feel the bad energy in my belly, like a gut ache, gut feeling, gut brain. If I simply practice my breath work, I can increase this sensation in my tummy, and I can remove it simply by visualization. If I use the words, for instance, I had a little bit of a bellyache. I close my eyes. I imagine the bellyache becoming something first, because nobody can look at a bellyache and say that's a bellyache. So I make it something first. I give it light. I create it. Okay, I give that bellyache the color green, and then I make that green come up, and I always give it out with love. Okay, love lets things through. Love lets things through. Love is life. Okay, so how is everybody feeling breath-wise? Nobody's getting dizzy in the head? Yet? A little? Was it a pleasant dizzy? Nice. Okay, so we're going to spend the next little bit of time. Oh, John.
15 minutes. 15.
Yeah. John, can I just get you to jump on and let people know about this, like the sensation you had?
Oh, yeah. It's not tingling, guys. If he said tingling, it's not tingling, it's shivering. So the last breath work, last workshop, I had it after the last, it was like an hour. And you will feel like you lost control over your muscles. I wanted to grab a bottle of water. I couldn't grab. Don't panic, guys. It's normal. Just keep breathing. So just keep breathing. You will feel your hands like got cramped, you can say, and shivering and like this, which is normal. I panic, so you guys don't panic. It's normal. I'm here alive.
Thanks so much, man. Normally I have a little bit of a disclaimer that people may feel dizzy, and especially the hands. This is called tetany. Oxygen debt, your muscles tighten up. Oxygen debt is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It actually calms us right the hell down. That's why people hyperventilate, yeah? Okay, so I'm going to put on a drum beat. If you feel like laying down, please do. All we're going to do is try and breathe deeply into our stomachs first, and then I'm going to do a second breath in, So from here, the first breath is belly, and then heart, and then out. So it's a 4 count. When you breathe out, you need to do a full contraction, okay? So the count is boom, 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 boom. You're about to move some energy. I want you to breathe as focused as you can. The only thing you need to worry about is doing the breath work, okay? Everything else will take care of itself. Sometimes people may have a gentle tear. Sometimes people sob. Sometimes people laugh. They laugh so hard, okay? But enjoy the experience. I will just be here. Eyes closed. Be nice and relaxed. All in through the mouth. All in and out of the mouth. Okay, we got some drums. belly, heart, out, out. Belly, heart, out, out. Belly, heart, out, out. Belly, heart, out, out. Keep the pattern up. Belly, heart, and out. Belly, heart, and out. Belly, heart, out. Belly, heart, and out. Okay, soon we're going to shift some energy. Keep the pattern up. In a moment, I'm going to tell you to hold in a deep breath. Hold it with your mouth closed and let the pressure build up into your tummy. Let it rise into your chest and then into your head. You're going to put your hands over your mouth and you are going to yell. Yell like you're trying to scare the neighbors. Keep it up. Any sensations coming through, they are welcome. The affirmation deep in your soul, it is safe for me to breathe. It is safe for me to be in my body. Bring some intensity to the breath. Contract your diaphragm and squeeze every last molecule of air out. Same pattern. Same pattern. Belly, heart, and out. Belly, heart, and out. Increase the intensity. Mouths open. Sting your lungs with the breath. Stretch your stomach with your breath. Take a deep breath in and hold. Hands over your face. And scream. Feel your diaphragm tighten to take that next air in. Belly, heart, and out. Belly, heart, and out. We're going to increase by going double time, and it will just be full body breathing. No belly and heart, just full body in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. In, out. out, in, out, in, out. Commit to the frequency, commit to the intensity of the breath. Breathing the energy through you, letting it burn out anything heavy, anything unhealthy. Increase the intensity. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Scan your body while you are breathing. Start at the feet, breathing from your feet and out the crown of your head. As slowly you bring in the magnitude, forehead and ankles, face and shins, shoulders and hips, stomach and chest, and we rest in the heart. In, out, in, out. Allow the breath to drift off. 4 in, 4 out, 4 in, 4 out, 4 in, 4 out. Make our breath even smaller, even gentler. 2 in, 2 out, 2 in, 2 out. And finally, 1 in, 1 out, and barely notice the air through your nose. In, out, in, out, in. This is the space of our absolute center. This is the space of calm. This is the space of absolute mystery. Going to slowly pick up the intensity again. Imagine the drum beat is spinning around your head. Boom, 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 boom. Spinning. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Constantly spinning. In, out, out, in, out, out, constantly spinning. Relax your breath until your breath is back under your own control. Let your body catch the breath. And gently bring yourself back into your body, feet first. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. Amazing work. Alrighty. Just as you're coming back, I'll get everybody to unmute their mics, please. When I first discovered breathwork, I was in a bit of a rough place. I was, my wife had just left me. The gym that I used to run died, just died. I went from seeing about 200 or 300 people a week. I used to teach martial arts. I loved it since I was a kid, and then it was a lifetime ago. So yeah, breathwork, when I first discovered Wim Hof, it pulled me out of a gutter that I never thought I would get out of. Thank you, Matan. Yeah, and then I did my first session, and I saw some things. I can't explain what I saw. I didn't have the words. I still really don't have the words to describe the things that I see well enough to do it justice. So slightly the depression lifted and I got more involved in breath work, and I started picking up some books, which coming from a martial artist background, and I was a redneck. I was a meat-eating, beer-guzzling redneck. I used to walk around about 78 to 80 kilos. Thanks, man. I now walk around comfortably at about 65. I'm small and I enjoy it. So I do breath work every day, and the more aware you are of your breath, I believe that all of that just disappears. All of the outside world disappears. The breath work, I don't have the words to do it justice, but if any of you have had a particular experience just now or before, I would absolutely love to. I've lost everybody. Hang on, I'll look on this one. I would absolutely love to hear what you guys have gone through. It keeps me knowing that I am on a reasonable path. It keeps me wanting to give this message to people, and it just keeps me going. So if anybody would like to share, please do. I don't feel bad about pointing at people.
Oh, no one's going to say anything, Ben. I will. I felt an intense internal intenseness. My sort of power center shifted from lower, came up to my head. It felt like the pressure was just intense in my head. A little bit like I'm running, and your breath and your pulse and everything is coming from in the head. That was the experience.
That's awesome, man. Did you notice as the energy came up, the vocabulary of your thoughts changed?
I have no thoughts. I am just totally in the moment, centered, no outside thoughts. There's nothing coming in.
Amazing, man. Well done. That's awesome. Thank you. Miss Sarah, please.
Particularly, I love the whole experience. In particular, the drumming at the end, that was very powerful for me. I could feel similar, I think, to what John said, the tingling very much in the hands and the energy. I just felt the energy rising up, and it was calm, but very, very intense energy. Yeah. So from
nice, amazing. I'm so glad. Miss Lara, you turned your camera off, so I couldn't even see if you did it. Did you do it?
Yeah, I did it. Ben, I wanted to say that I've never really done breath work before, so this has been an experience for me. And I also wanted to say that when you were guiding, like, I love the sound of your voice and the way you guided us. Like, that was excellent. And yeah, I also, like, when I was doing the breath work, like, I wasn't really necessarily thinking of anything. Like, I was totally concentrating on it. Yeah.
Nice, amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Ben. This
welcome.
is Peck here. Yeah, my first time here, so I feel like this is really just like another guided meditations. I like the particular the beating part, the drum part. Yeah, I feel it calm, and I can sense my energy turning from a little bit of the emotions towards more of the positive thinkings coming through. Yeah, amazing. Towards the end. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Every time I get the same kind of feedback. Everybody has like an emotional moment, and that's like, for the Tony Robbins fans out there, like energy and motion. Yeah, it moves. If it can move up and it can move down, sometimes it can move out too. And then there's a void created there. So that void must be filled, and then you fill it with life. You fill it with the air. Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, just a moment there, Ben. I'd like to thank everyone for coming. So we're going to stay around for a little bit longer tonight. We're going to stay around a little bit longer. But because of the time, I wanted to give you a final thanks, Ben. Thank you very much for sharing today. And thank you for everyone participating. If you have your camera on or off, both are okay, but an extra big thank you for those that had their cameras on. And for those of you that had it off because you were maybe lying down, breathing hard. I went to outer space. Thank you very much for that, Ben.
You're welcome, man.
A final little note. Ben, did you mention that breathing through the nose in coaching clients?
Yeah. So has anybody heard about the nose breathing? It sounds, yeah. Okay, so imagine.
Oh, sorry, Ben. Just for the time thing, just for those that have to go, it's okay if you want to go. We're going to look deeper into it, but there's a little nugget, a little takeaway nugget here. For the coaches out there, and I think we've got a whole pile of coaches in here. Basically, when you see people breathing through their nose, people are more calm. But if you see people breathing through their mouth a lot, they probably have more anxiety. So the next time you're at a networking event, if you're at a networking event and you want to get clients, look around for the people that are breathing in and out through their mouth. They're the people that need coaching the most. If they're breathing in and out through their mouth all the time, they're more likely to be on the edge of burnout and anxiety and all that kind of stuff. So a little tip for finding your clients, look for the mouth breathers. Now, for those that are coming here for the first time, thank you very much. We do these workshops just about every Sunday. I saw Alicia, it's like Militia with an A. She's going to be presenting soon. Maria is going to be presenting soon. John, the brilliant John, he just presented 1 or 2 weeks ago. I'm not sure if Yi is here, but she presented last week. So welcome to come back every Sunday. And thank you very much. We're going to stay around, have a chit chat and go a bit deeper, talk a bit more about breath work. Thank you all very much for coming.
Great, thank you.
Now, Ben, you continue. I'm going to grab a glass of water.
Oh, yeah. Back
Thanks
to
for taking me to space.
Okay. Who has heard of the saying? I'm not sure if it's an Australian one, but we definitely use it. Use your nous. Yeah, the nous. The nous is like a, yeah, thank you, Darko. Man, it was a pleasure. Nous it's another word for God. There's so many words for God, and I don't mind what you call it. I call it air. Just breathe, it's life. So your nose, think of your nose knowing it. It has its own guidance system. You have on the inside of your nose 2 conches, okay? Not conscious. Okay, so the nose has its own guidance system, okay? You have, in the olden days, we call them olden days, history, catch you later. You have the Ida and the Pingala, or I think it's the moon and the sun. And the Shushumna is down the middle. So the Shushumna is the middle of things. Okay, if you think of a yin and yang, what is it traveling around? Nobody thinks that. They say it's traveling around each other and there's that equal attraction, but there must be a center point somewhere. That center point is us. We're halfway between the positive and the negative. We're the intelligence. Anyway, Ida and Pingala. Who has a clear nose right now? Just breathe in slowly through your nose. Yeah. Okay, now block one nostril. Just not from the side. We'll just go from underneath. There's a reason we're doing this. And breathe in and relax. And now do the same with the other nose. Okay. Put your hand up on the count of 3 if there was a difference in pressure between each nostril. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. So basically the positive energy and the negative energy coming into our body, strapping itself to how we naturally feel. Okay, the attractive force. You are all attractive forces. Yes. It comes in through our nose. If you imagine that what I'm breathing in is life force energy, okay, energy, positive and negative. If I open my mouth, I'm getting not a particular measurement, yeah? But if I have an aperture on this one that is taking in 90% positive energy and 10% negative energy because I'm lacking something, like I might feel hungry, okay, this is guidance. So the nose knows. If you're feeling a certain way and you do different nose breathing, some people do in just one, depending on how they feel, some people in the other. If you want your nose to balance up, for instance, if I'm sitting on that 90% positive energy, and this positive energy doesn't necessarily mean good things. It just means lots of things. Okay, so if I have the 90-10 going on, I lie on my 10 side and I just breathe in gently through my nose, and eventually the tissue drops down, or the blood drops down into the other side, and it begins to balance out. And you'll notice things just like synchronicity start to happen a little bit more. Did everybody understand the diaphragm? Like actually where it is, how to relax it completely? Because there's some amazing deep thinking, deep-seated. And when I say deep thinking, I'm not talking about deep remembering. Okay? We don't think thoughts, we remember things until we get a brand new idea and a thought comes to us, yeah? So the action of thoughts coming to us and continually coming to us, even if it's one long thought, is called thinking. So this is an outside to inside process. This is a greater mind space into a single identity or a single personality of the same mind space. Yeah, everybody kind of gets that. I sometimes go deep and annoy myself.
No, can you explain that again? Like the thinking. So you're saying the positive, negative energy is coming in, and then can you rephrase it, please?
so when we're going through a normal thinking process, if I say have a think about it, you use a goal set or a plan set that you already have to think about it. So if I say I'm going to give you an orange and a hammer, this is a completely new, different thing that you're thinking, yeah? How to use these two things together. How do I cut an orange with a hammer? And now everybody's having a new thought, because hopefully nobody's hit an orange with a hammer. It could be fun. Yeah. So unless some outside information comes to us, we will only ever remember, and we'll process through our memories and try and make those memories into a sandwich that we now like. And we call that sandwich our usual life, our regular life. So the reason that we are all improving our lives is because Coach Adrian and Coach Chris are giving us new tools to think with. Instead of handing you a hammer and an orange, they're handing you a paring knife and an orange. Oh shit, I've got this orange and now I'm not making a mess of it. Yeah, our thought processes themselves are becoming sharpened. So when you use your diaphragm, I'm just going to turn this camera down. There is a way of, who's seen, there's a statue like this, Auguste Rodin's thinker.
David.
Yeah. Okay. So he's doing this. He's in a certain position. Yeah. Our posture is everything. Who's seen any depressed people walk around like this? No, nobody has. It's the wrong position. It's the wrong act. Yeah. It's the wrong act. It's the wrong action they're taking. So, diaphragm. Beg my manners. Apply music now. Da-na-na-na. Woo, na, woo. Okay. So when I am on my side, my normal breath and my normal day breath is just but when I go into deep thinking mode, I relax right down to the front of my pubic bone. Relax. My breath is immediately slowed down. Now I'm going to breathe deep. It thickens out here and here. My diaphragm is staying down. This is not me pushing out now. This is me relaxing my stomach muscles. This is where the deep thinking happens, the self-thinking, because I can feel my diaphragm. It's not about abs and doing push-ups and blah, blah, to make yourself just, how do you say, feel healthy. And if you go back to movement, MENT means mind. Exercise your demons. Like the words actually mean something. So when you're practicing the deep breath, just put your hands just above your pubic bone, underneath your belly button, and relax as deeply as you can. When you relax, you should feel your bowels pulling on the diaphragm, and you don't need to breathe in. You only need to breathe out. The more you relax, the more you take the air in deep. It's like the deep ocean. And when do the crazy critters come out of the deep ocean? They come out at either nighttime or when something goes down and gets them. We go down and get those new ideas, or clear that old emotion, or pull that anchor out of our past with this deep, deep breathing. Yes?
And often when I'm in that mood or been meditating and I'm fairly calm, I find that I haven't taken in enough oxygen and I suddenly get this, like you mentioned before, and it surprises myself. Can you explain what that is?
Absolutely. So you just said you surprise yourself.
Yeah.
That's two different things. And that's the clearest statement that anybody could ever make. Remember, I is intelligence.
Yeah.
Yourself is just the body.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's an enzyme called luciferase. When you take a general anesthetic and you go out, they put luciferase into your body and it separates the intelligence from the actual body. If they put it in your arm, you can look at it, but that's the only sense that gets made is the vision. Yeah. So luciferase removes the intelligence from the body. If you have an out-of-body experience, that's what you're having. But because we're just touching, like a kid going into a high school for the first time, it's like, oh, crikey, but that's like brand new, yeah.
Yeah.
So it is. It's a bit of a fright, man. The first time I jumped out of, like, I left my body, I nearly shat myself. I kept like, oh, holy shit, there's something else. There's something else.
I was thinking it was like I stopped breathing, and I'm suddenly aware that I haven't been breathing, or that's sort of what I'm feeling.
Yeah, so you made sense again. And then you spent the next couple of moments trying to make new sense, trying to fit back into what was this thing. It was brand new. Yeah, man, that's awesome.
Oh,
so
okay.
the thing about meditation that I find, Jay, like when I first started, it was the whole clear your mind, and it's like awesome.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to use it as a tool?
Oh yeah, often. Yeah.
Yeah. So you use it as a thinking process?
Yes.
Awesome, man. Yeah, because people tend to think, oh, clear the mind to relax the body. And it's like, well, that's okay, but like you're in here, do something with it.
Yeah.
It's like I have a guy I follow, he said it's like planting an acorn in the desert and trying to watch it grow. So you can plant 1,000 acorns, it's not going to make a difference. But when you meditate and you pull in all of that extra, I just call it knowledge.
Yeah.
Like it solves problems.
Oh.
And remember, the salt in our body is what attracts things to us. That's why we are the solution. We're a solution, solute, salt in action.
Okay.
So yeah, check out the 12, I think I told somebody, 12 cell salts.
Okay. 12 cell salts.
Cell salts.
So
imagine, imagine when you're in the womb and you're swimming in the salt, you're in there for 9 months. That's 9 different salts. They're the salts that the particular energy in the air at the time makes the particular salt. There's 12 of them. They match up with your 12 cranial nerves. And if you want to go old school, look at the stars. They are our longest pattern. Our heartbeat is our smallest pattern. This is a moment. Gadunk, gadunk.
Yeah.
That's been there for trillions of moments, man. It knows more than us. And we are just down here trying to find out as much as we can, I guess. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
How was your experience this time, John?
It's less than last time, but this time I felt it more in my feet. My feet were shivering. More thinking. So my feet were doing it, but I was totally relaxed because I'm prepared. I know this will happen. But again, I felt it again in my jaw. Actually, my jaw was like, I lost control like this. But it was awesome. It was really awesome.
Nice, man. Have you practiced since last time?
Oh, I told you I'm scared to do it by myself.
Oh, I thought you were lending me. That's awesome, man. Like it's scary, but like when the water gets deeper, you can still swim. I promise.
I know.
Yeah, that first time you can't touch the bottom is like whoa, but yeah, then you begin to fly. It's amazing.
It's amazing. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. How did you go, Marina?
Yeah, it went well. Just at the beginning, when we were starting to breathe, I just suddenly felt also like not startled or surprised, a little bit like scared. And then suddenly I got this, I got dizzy. And then, and then I had all kind of different feelings.
Yeah.
Very interesting. But I saw some like weird pattern was like right in front of my eyes. And it's something when I look at it, it's very familiar, but I don't know. And as if some puzzle that I was trying to get. So I was just chasing it, trying to think, what is it? What is it? But it's very strange. And after the session, I just kept looking around and everything is just this pattern. It's weird. I don't know.
Nice. It's interesting you said that you were chasing a feeling.
Yeah,
So, like,
I don't know. I was trying to solve this kind of mystery. I don't know. I look at it, it's familiar, but I don't know what it is. But the feeling is there, like something, like I can feel it, but I don't know what it is. Weird.
It's life, buddy. It's life.
Yes.
Yeah. I find when I'm receiving a thought or when I'm deeply thinking about something, it comes down to how much tension I can hold and where. So if you can imagine from your pubic bone to your neck, like it's this big speaker box, and you can kind of just give it more tension, like give your diaphragm more tension, and you'll feel the energy drop or raise depending on where you have your breath. So the deep breathing I was doing before, you can also bring it all the way up, tense your belly, and then just do like a shallow breath, like just a relaxed shallow breath, like you're trying to almost listen for something that's not quite there. And so you can move your tension from your throat all the way down to your hips. It's like every different level is a different radio station. It comes with different vocabulary. So my hips or the space of survival does not have high thoughts. That's why men get themselves into trouble all the time. It doesn't think highly.
Ben, I just one other, Marina just prompted a memory. Colors that often, I originally did, was called Alpha Dynamics Silver Mind Method. So that was my first introduction, quite a long time ago now. And since then I've done a number of different, but I actually, if I'm quite tense, I do use the color countdown to get myself down. But I've done a couple of other things which are, I can't think of the name, but basically are guided very deep. And I found that this sort of almost soft green pastel shade seems to represent for me the deepest I've been.
That's deep in your heart, sir.
Well, that's what I'm looking at. Yeah. That was a beautiful experience. That's all I can say. It was just being in, feeling like I'm in the place of just total beauty, calmness, and it was a technique used by a guy I know here that he'd done within his practice. He's an acupuncturist and a bit of a therapist. So occasionally I can get there myself, but it seems to be a little bit like an eclectic experience, you know, it's different times or whatever it is. So this is relating to our sort of ability to get into this place, but it seems so variable.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that one?
Yeah, man, find a process. Find something that works for you every time. This pattern here works for me every time.
Okay.
Sometimes I go bigger, or sometimes I go smaller, but it's always this four-way pattern, coming back to the two-way, coming back to that single. My breath is barely moving, my diaphragm is barely moving, and all I hear is my heart going ba-donk, ba-donk, ba-donk. So you hear this saying, home is where the heart is, yeah?
Yeah.
It's there for a reason, and it's the love that heaven shows earth. The heart is Heart. Earth is Earth.
Yeah.
So we show this love, and people say, oh, it's the longest. Was it longest journey is from your heart to your brain?
To
it's
your
like,
brain, yeah.
I go with gravity. Go with gravity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do that in a men's group too. Every
Nice.
once a week we have it's called Mankind Project, which is you probably have heard of it. So we do that. Get out of our head and back into our heart and center and the whole processes. So that's a weekly thing. That's good, what we do. But I'm just looking at a way to pursue, and I can see this as being a technique that may allow me, when I really feel I need it, to get to this deeper level.
Absolutely, man. Hit me up on WeChat. I'll sit down with you and I'll do a session over just like this.
All right. Okay. Oh, greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, man. And any of you, just hit me up. I obviously need some more practice with my delivery, but I'm onto something. I'm onto something.
It's been great, Ben. It has. No problem at all.
I appreciate it.
Mate. Just relax. We're all doing the same things ourselves, or most of us here now are coaches, I think. So,
And if you imagine your diaphragm, you're standing on the beach and your diaphragm is the waves on the ocean.
Yeah.
Can you see further on a relaxed day or a wavy day?
That's right. Relax. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So the diaphragm, make the wave relax. And it's easy to do, but it does need some self-awareness and take some effort.
Well, actually, for what you're saying, I'm actually doing that quite often, but not realizing that I'm going into that calm, total, without, meditating or anything. I've just been sitting and just taking time out or whatever, or sometimes pursuing a mental thought, and it's drifted into this, and that's that realization that, where have I been? Call it daydreaming, perhaps, Yeah,
man, it's good.
Yeah.
Daydreaming and lucid dreaming are so close to each other. So close. Yeah.
I've done those. No, look, great. Look, I'm right on my time. I've got to go. I've got other things. So, mate, just a brilliant session. It's taken me another step, and I immense gratitude. Thank you.
Man, thank you so much.
Good night to all. Okay. See you. Adrian. Bye.
Ben, I had two questions.
Fire away.
First question is, my mouth kept getting dry.
Yes.
I tried to open my throat more, but it kept getting dry very fast. So it was hard for me to do that. Do you have any suggestions on that?
Champagne.
Champagne.
I'm allergic to alcohol, but thanks anyway.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just trying to stay a bit more hydrated. We breathe. But if you and I, from wherever we are, grab the corner of a drop of water and stretch it out, that's what we breathe in, yeah? We breathe in water vapor. That's the information coming in and thing to be received. There needs to be a contact. There needs to be a current. That's why our moods, how you're feeling, is how you're feeling currently. It's what you're conducting or how you're conducting yourself. So it's how you're conducting yourself. So if you can think of everything as electrical terms, things will just start dropping so much quicker. You can turn, my favorite question, what is the answer to all things? Turns into my favorite statement. What? W-A-T-T, energy is the answer to all things. And holy shit, can you see that? I thought of this and it ended up in my hand. Man, did you see that?
It is Sunday afternoon. It is Sunday evening.
Thank you.
Now we see the real reason why Adrian invited you over to do this session there.
I need friends too. Hey, with the throat, when you begin to breathe faster and you do it quickly, it evaporates quickly from your throat. The saliva evaporates quickly. If you go in slowly, it forms like mucus, and mucus becomes sticky, but it remains wet. Yeah, so go in slower. I had 15 minutes worth of breath work to do with you guys. I do this for hours. Like, okay. I annoy my girlfriend. I do it for hours. Like Adrian said before, that he's addicted to meditation, or he's looking forward to meditation now. I'm about to drive home, and on the way home, I had to stop myself from breathing like a crazy person.
Look at the chat. Look at the chat.
It's true. It's true.
I love it.
Yeah, stay a little bit more hydrated and go in nice and relaxed. Breathe through your nose when you're fully. Yeah, you are. You are lucky you love me. When you're fully. Yeah, I am. When you're fully charged, like your body is just brimming with energy. Imagine that the earth has just received a bunch of nutrients. Then we have to order them with positivity and negativity. So close your mouth and breathe deeply through your nose, in and out, and let it diminish. And then every time your heart beats, instead of your heart beating and sending this wave through, you don't see far on a wavy day. The more relaxed you are, the quicker your heart sends that beam of energy or your thought process out into the universe, the quicker it comes back in with synchronicities. Everything.
Good.
So, yeah.
And the second thing, it's kind of a question, but kind of like a comment idea for you. Because I've done a lot of classical, I've done a lot of singing training because I used to be a singer here.
I've spoken to you about your singing.
And I've actually done formal vocal training, and they do some of the breathwork stuff, but they don't do it quite like this. And it could be have you ever considered doing something like this, but also having a market of singers to increase their breathing capacities? And teachers and presenters, because being able to do that. I mean, you have half of the equation. Half is the breathing. The other half is how you're actually using the breath, right?
Absolutely.
But
I didn't even get started on sound tonight, Alicia, but I completely agree with you.
Yeah. So just a thought. That's all.
Yeah. No, I did. Up until then. Thank you. Because like where you hold that tension is the sound that comes out. Like if I'm all up in my throat, then and it's nobody wants to listen to that.
And you jack up your vocal cords. I've had to help a lot of teachers. I've had to help a lot of teachers learn how to project, because when you're teaching, it's very easy to mess up your voice very quickly.
Yeah. Have you seen vocal cords actually moving?
Yeah, the video and what happens.
It's mesmerizing. It's absolutely mesmerizing watching these things, just like, or the guitar string, the guitar string on YouTube, slow-mo guitar string. It just looks like a sine wave. It's crazy. Yeah. Hey, Jackie, did you get to have a go?
I know this kind of stuff several years ago. I tried to practice. Now I have a question. As a human being, if we don't sleep, do we have any like this kind of exercise? We can try to get rid of the sleep. We can save a lot of time.
Yes. So when you sleep, you have a different breathing pattern as well, yeah? Your body's completely relaxed. And there's no conscious breathing in. So the conscious breath, there's a difference between automatic breathing and conscious breathing. Conscious breathing, you can do everything. We are in charge of the way we tune our own radios. But when we're unconscious, it just let the big waves through. So our heart beats nice and relaxed, and our breath is so deep and slow. And deep doesn't mean full. Deep doesn't mean full. Deep just means a long way that way. A long way that way. Yeah. Yeah. So if you feel tired, do some deep breathing, and you can also charge yourself up and feel strong just with breath.
one day, is it possible to find some exercise we can do every day? We don't need to go to sleep.
I think sleep itself, and I love your drive. I love it. But sleep itself is more about bodily repair and filing our systems. I am pretty sure that you could go to sleep, not need sleep every day, but it's not something I'd recommend. I've gone maybe 3 days without sleep, like at all, and it sends you somewhere else, man. But I was a different person. I'm not going to say don't do it.
Normally
I'll say don't do it. Psychologically, I mean, bodily you can do it, and I've done it, but psychologically, sleep deprivation has psychological ramifications within 48 hours or less. So you'll start being a mess.
Yeah, your body needs to file memories the right way.
I think maybe we can find a way to sleep efficiently. Don't need to sleep for 6 hours or 8 hours. Maybe only 2 or 3 or 4 hours is enough. We can every day. We still have a lot of energy.
Yeah, I went for
that. Yeah. When we learn this kind of the exercise or some method, I think just like what you said, Ben, we needed to make full use this kind of tool to do something. Yes. Not just to reduce the anxiety and the stress, make when we can reduce the sleeping time, but every day we still have a lot of energy.
Yeah, man. I hear where you're coming from, and I don't rule things out. I don't rule things out. Otherwise, like there is a limit. We find that limit. That's our capacity. Then we push a little bit further, and they're the people that change the world. Yeah. Hey, beautiful people. That's that 7 seconds of awkward silence. I am going to bid you all
thank you.
An amazing rest of the day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I was nervous as hell. I was nervous as hell, and now it's over, and now I feel pretty good. So yeah, thank you so much.
It was amazing.
Yeah, great job, Ben.
If anybody wants to have a chat, hit me up on WeChat, and we can do this. We'll work something out. There's so much. This is like the tip of the iceberg, yeah? It's the tip. Alrighty. Much love. Be good.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.